All right, you bastards, I'm late. This is transparency and merit and everything else. Boo-hoo.
Me? I'm just a bastard who wants to hole up with a fifth of whiskey, a couple decent books, and maybe a woman who doesn't talk too much. That's it. No grand plans, no crusades, but then 2020 rolled in like a hangover you can't sleep off. Progressive leftists crawling out of every rotten plank, stinking up the joint. First the damn pandemic hit, and they locked us down like stray dogs, chaining me to my four walls while they preach safety like some sanctimonious priest. Then they took the internet, swinging their hate speech hammers and misinformation gavels, telling me what I can hear, what I can say, like I'm some snot-nosed kid who can't wipe his own ass out there. BLM riots tore up the streets, fire, fists, and noise, while guys like me sat trapped, sipping warm beer, watching the world burn through a cracked window. You want to protest? Fine, but don't drag me into your circus. I ain't no clown. It's stuck in my throat like a bad shot of gin, the way they boxed us in unless we waved their flag. Now the truth's leaking out slow, drip by drip, about the pandemic, about the movement, and I'm pissed, man. Hotter than a head in heat, feathers flying, these suits in charge. They don't even blink, don't even shrug, just keep shoveling their crap with a smirk. That's the real kick in the teeth. They ain't sorry and they never will be.
Well, all right. Any comment? Are you around? You know, I have been pissed off at our progressive leftists because I feel that they are.
I will have some comments. I want you to finish that thought. It sounds fired up.
I am. Yeah, you know,
you should let that fuse sizzle as far as you can before you blow everything up like an idiot.
And I'm trying to contain my anger and my rage at these egocentric, self-centered monsters on the left, these sanctimonious people who cannot see past the snot dripping down their nose. They are vile. They come with their ideology and they don't want to be questioned face to face. They make me want to vomit and just drown in it. I am so disgusted by these people. I just want to build a wall around these people, and then I want to build like a moat around that wall with alligators, and then around, with vicious alligators, and then like on the grassy part of it, I want to have like wild wolverines just guarding it so none of these scumbags come in. They are the worst types of people. And you know what? I right now want to play another one of this. I put on 2 songs on here, and I think I'll play another. This is a little bit haphazard or whatever.
Yes, and then we'll have one from my collection coming up soon.
Yes, hopefully.
So you're flapping your gums, saying, I'm a champ at whining straight out of Elon's grimy little shithole. Alright, I'll spill it then. What's a polished dame like you doing slumming it in this filthy dive? You pin me as a cranky old pessimist, and hell maybe I am. That dark streak got beaten to me by my old man, a real bastard with an ego so bloated it could choke a horse. Growing up under that kind of swagger sharpened my nose for cluster B types, histrionic, egocentric clowns, like I can smell sour milk curdling in the fridge. And Christ, the progressive left's got that stench wafting off them in waves. You dished out some high and mighty advice to your little snot-nosed brats, told them to ditch the screens and not end up like me. Well, I ain't got no rugrats that I know of. Probably couldn't handle a damn Kleenex box, let alone some squalling bastards. But if I did have a couple of my seed running around, here's what I growl at them over a warm beer. Your history kicked off when my load hit the jackpot, and it's done when the worms start chewing. Also, Kid Tough beats me any day, cause I've watched too many iron fists turn into trembling beggar's paws, and it ain't pretty.
Yeah.
What'd you think of that one?
Dude, I hand it to you. I think you should get the next song. That's how good that was. You get the next call. I will gladly take a step back because that was maybe not your best song, because Dick's Hanley is your best song, but this is a very close second.
I might, let me see if I can, I might explore some other songs out there. What is in my little library that I haven't put out there yet? Library, come on, library.
All right, I'm gonna upload mine right now, actually.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll have mine. If not for this one, next song for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? I think I'll just do. Should I do my ADL song again? Or Love Chewing the Bones? You Wouldn't Know, Masterpiece. Wired for Guilt. I'll do my response to someone trying to guilt trip me.
My response to someone trying to guilt trip me. So you assert that no one sent you, yet you stand before me as a self-appointed judge, claiming I must atone for the sins of history. You point to nations plundered, to resources seized, and insist that because men who shared my skin tone or distant ancestry committed atrocities, I am somehow complicit, my guilt inscribed at the moment of my conception. My story, you see, begins with the spark, my fertilization, and ends when the worms claim my bones. I am no eternal avatar of the past. I am a man, bound only by my own actions. Yet you demand I surrender my resources, my borders, my peace to parasites, to criminals, murderers, and rapists under the banner of historical grievance. You wield the cudgel of collective shame, insisting that because others, long dead, did terrible things, I must now open my arms to the ungrateful, the violent, the entitled. I reject this outright. If all you bring to my door is the ghost of yesterday's wrongs, I will not yield. I will resist you with every fiber of my being. Your approach to me, my family, my friends, will be met with defiance by nature, by reason. I will fight to keep you and yours at bay. My well-being, my sovereignty are not yours to claim. Prove your worth in the present, or take your guilt-ridden demands elsewhere. I owe you nothing.
You got your guitar, Joey, to play us a song, man, and then I'll play mine, and then we'll wrap
Boy,
this.
that was an excellent ballad. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Well, I am angry at the vomit bags. You know what? I want to be able to do my own thing, and again, I just would prefer not to be around these people. They really disgust me in many ways, and I think they are some of the worst.
Do you think that you are affected at work and in your everyday experiences with other people?
Well, I think we are all affected by negative behavior. And we are affected. I mean, cancel culture now works both ways. And we're affected by that behavior. And it's unfortunate. But there's a part of me who's like, what can you do? I mean, really and truly, what can you do? It is what it is. I mean, and this is, really, what, it's a tit for tat society. And if you want to be nasty to me, I'm going to be nasty right back to you. I'm not,
okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I want to play this song and let me know your reaction.
platinum crown, but it's glued on nervous sweat. You tiptoe on your ego's tightrope while I sip coffee with the last regrets. They say cash in while the sun is hot, but the sun's been dying since I was born. I'll take my chances at the pawn shop, trade my name in for a little more scorn. I'll cash out later when the lights stop blinking, when the waitress finally laughs at my joke. I'll cash out later when the odds stop winking, when the drink don't taste like a punchline joke. They try to sell me the American ruse, wrapped it in gold, dipped it in booze. Said just nod and pretend it ain't news, but I sent back the contract, wrote I refuse. You got your dream boat sinking slow, I got a raft made of Barstool Pros. You call it wisdom, I call it a joke. Same whiskey glass, same old ghost. What's wrong with the bitch who howls at the moon? Goddamn, all experiences are so different. Some folks got their hands in the till, others just got hands full of callous existence. I'll cash out later when the dead stop blinking, when the waitress fine like a funeral toke. I'll cash out later when the odds stop winking, when the drink don't taste like a punchline broke. I'll cash out later when the lights stop blinking, when the waitress finally laughs at my joke. I'll cash out later when the odds stop winking, when the drink don't taste like a punchline broke. They tried to sell me the American ruse, wrapped it in gold, dipped it in booze. Said just nod and pretend it ain't news, but I sent back the contract, wrote I refuse. You got your dream boat sinking slow, I got a raft made of Barstool Pros. You call it wisdom, I call it a joke. Same whiskey glass, same old ghost. What's wrong with a bitch who howls at the moon? Goddamn, all our experiences are so different. Some folks got their hands in the till, others just got hands full of calloused existence. I'll cash out later.
It ended. I don't know why, but
yeah, little bit of an abrupt ending, but we had a question, a real urgent one.
No thoughts on the JFK papers.
Any thoughts?
Let me grok this thing.
They have nowhere to run but to tell the truth, Brian.
I don't know.
There's nowhere to go.
He dropped him today.
There's nowhere to go. This, as Bob Dylan, as in my view, Bob Dylan, in his most recent, but about 5 or 6 years ago, he made a single, and it was all about the JFK assassination. And in it, he sang that it was the greatest magic trick right under the sun. And I think that was such a meaningful line, and I want that to be, that's something that could be ruled out at some point, I hope. But
well, it's 80,000 pages.
Good. Well, let the dorks read it. AI could read that in 5 minutes. Or actually like 30 seconds,
and come out with any bombshells.
I'm gonna have to say that from my little. Do you know who James Shelby Downard is?
Yeah. No.
James Downey Shelbert is an interesting character. He's got a whole kind of sub group of fans, and it's kind of eye-opening, and I guess I kind of got into that kind of possibility. I just don't think a lot of his stuff has been ruled out, and a lot of the stuff that is argued about is just the same old story. You'd think after how many years that there'd be a definitive answer, but there's not.
Well, I also want to add that there was a Tesla owners have been docked, and and basically there's been an attack on a Tesla.
Yeah, I've seen that. There's Teslas on fire.
Yeah, it's unbelievable the level of violence some of these people will go to.
I don't know. Is that really an act of violence or just mayhem?
I don't know.
Vandalism and all that.
You know what? It's unbelievable.
Maybe Grok will have something for us.
I wonder if the FBI is going to start going after some of these leftist groups that are getting violent.
Was that a leftist group that's responsible for this?
I believe so.
Oh boy. Here we go.
But there's some people that are in favor of that stuff, and maybe the FBI should look at them.
Who's in favor of that?
Oh, you're not on X, man.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Jeez. What's next? All right. So then what are they saying on X? You got me. You hooked me.
I mean, there are some people saying maybe you shouldn't be such an asshole. But who the hell are these people thinking that they have the right to burn? And I guess Tesla have camera people. You will not get away with damaging this. Oh, look. Right. I look at some of these suspects. They look freaky.
How freaky are they looking?
Yeah.
No, really, I haven't seen them. Like, how freaky? Can you post them or can you describe them?
Well, it's just Tesla's, it's I believe it's a Tesla lot that's burning, and, these people have set that on fire, and it is an act of terrorism.
But what do they look like?
Oh, one of them looks like a real freak, like just a man woman, some freak of nature.
Can you elaborate? Like maybe a like in drag or something?
She looks like a cross between Andy Bong and KDD. Actually, she looks like
right there.
she looks a lot like like Nick and Andy Bong were merged together. And they were like, and they went and they went and dragged. No,
like
Katie,
a Siamese twin.
Oh yeah, you got to get back on. If you can get it back on X, you can see all this stuff.
Wow, that's a hard sell right there.
Yeah, and like I said, there are a lot of leftists who. A lot of people support this.
Maybe Elon will look at our script and
hopefully, because we need to get back to some regular normalcy, and these creepy morons are just ruining it for everyone. Imagine thinking the CIA did it, Brian, the FBI. You know what? My old man, he shook hands with Kennedy the day before he was shot. My father was stationed at Lackland Air Force Base.
Allegedly.
Well, my old man told a lot of tall tales, but he did shake hands with him. I'm going to play one more song, and then I'm getting kind of tired. You want to, and then you can maybe you can come up with another song of your own. But here's a song.
Maybe I will, and maybe we will stay on a little longer because I feel like Scott seems more and more like Antifa every day.
Well, that profile picture of his with his mask on, he looks like Antifa. And then when he takes his mask off, it's pure Antifa. Looks like he's ready. He's methed out and ready to shank someone when their back is turned. Look at that face. Good God. He looks like, let me see here. He looks like, God, who is the guy from the Cowboys? Bruce Dern. And let's see here. Bruce Dern. Who's another prairie scum? I'll think of a name when the song ends.
Human beings rose to dominate this planet through strategic cooperation, empathy rooted in mutual survival, not utopian fantasy. I argue it's the warrior's code, loyalty to tribe, not a universal hug fest. Empathy's a tool, hardwired for kin, not a blank check for every sob story. Perhaps deeper spiritual alignment, not some emotional con game. Your posts, though, drip with racial resentment cloaked as insight. You're not after understanding. You're swinging for moral high ground. It's weakness masquerading as virtue, manipulation through guilt. The ego's iron fist, not the soul's hand. It's conquest, not cooperation. You wield shame like a blade, not a bridge. Mutuality's nowhere in sight. Like a blade, not a bridge. Mutuality's nowhere inside.
Oh, thank you.
Oh. Boo.
You go to hell. But I was going to say he looks like a little bit like Bruce Dern, and should I say Humphrey Bogart? And he's playing. He could. Let me tell you this: if we ever, did our westerns, and we cast actors to play like Prairie Scum, Scott would be head of the list of the guy who oh man, I ate the baby food. We were starving. The baby, and my instincts took over. Now the baby's gone.
You're being so hyperbolic, Brian.
I had no choice but to eat the baby food. I'm a small man.
You're so hyperbolic. My dad isn't even that hyperbolic, Brian.
He was good, but I'll say this: you could play just the really. You'd be really good at playing like Prairie Scum or some dirtbag on the street, who stabs his buddy in the back, drug deal gone bad, or someone who basically steals from the till, hire him back. He's doing good, and then he goes right back.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, he would be great in that.
He would. I could see myself in that same scene with him. I'd really enjoy something that works out. I could just even if I could pop in for a sec, maybe if I could be the pastor, something.
You could be the rabbi that he robs. Like he just says, "Have some heart, Rabbi." I know I'm not Jewish, but I feel like one.
Shmuley, please take. Get some bread, eat.
Now, is he tall? He might be a tall guy, but yeah, he could definitely he should see the movie.
New York 5'11", Brian.
Yeah, over there. Oh, guys. I'm telling you. We were the Jews of the far west of the 19th century. Now he's, yeah. Oh, God. Anyway, uh, what did you think of that song? Huh? The song. See what other songs
The
I got.
song with that song was like I said, I feel you're improving.
Yeah.
And I'm not the ultimate judge. I'm just saying from my perspective, my sensibilities and my ability to actually listen to the whole thing, I have to say, I'm impressed, and they're becoming more listenable. And to me, that is the key. Who gives a fuck what you're trying to say in it? Can I listen to it? It's a song. If you want to do prose, do prose. But this is a song, so it's a little bit of there's no explaining the emotional binds we sometimes have to music. So to just write some lyrics and think any old thing will work, it's not that easy. I have a song though I do want to play. Can I do it now?
Do it.
Scout workstage at the DMV, and now he's staring down his story. Says he fights for the little guy, but his boots say otherwise. Scott is Antifa, he's gonna save you. Scott is Antifa, your new messiah. Scott is Antifa, fist in the air. Scott is Antifa, but nobody cares. Read Mark's quotes in the Starbucks line. Screams a cab while sipping his wine. Punched a Nazi, not punched the air. Blamed the system, slicked back his hair. Scott is Antifa, he's gonna save ya. Scott is Antifa, your new messiah. Scott is Antifa, fist in the air. Scott is Antifa, but nobody cares. Scott is Antifa, he's gonna save ya. Scott is Antifa, your new messiah. Scott is Antifa, fist in the air. Scott is Antifa, but nobody cares. Reads Mark's quotes in the Starbucks line. Screams a cab while sipping his wine. Punched a Nazi, not punched the air. Blamed the system, slicked back his hair. Scott is Antifa, revolution's calling. Scott is Antifa, but he's just stalling. Scott is Antifa, burns it all down. Scott is Antifa, then leaves town. Scott's got a checklist: spray paint, check. Mask, check. A coherent ideology, error 404. Scott just needs a movement. Scott just needs a friend. Scott just needs to Venmo his rent. Take selfies at the protest line. New profile pic right on time. Talks big but he's got no plan. Just another anarchy stand. Scott is Antifa, marching online. Scott is Antifa, freedom's just fine. Scott is Antifa, tweeting his rage. Scott is Antifa, logs off the page. Scott is Antifa, marching online. Scott is Antifa, freedom's just fine. Scott is Antifa, tweeting his rage. Scott is Antifa, logs off the page.
That is the truest song you've ever written, and I am really amazed by that.
Thank you, my friend.
Scott is Antifa. And yes, I think that will be his anthem when he's buried. I think we should play that when he's buried and he meets Dennis and they argue over who stole the cocaine.
I'm surprised at this, but very good. We got. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, a very good song, just really refreshing out there. And again, I can go on. I could probably bloviate for a long time over how disgusted I am by these forked-tongued hypocrites.
I wish you would.
Who have no empathy, who only have empathy for themselves, and cannot see past the snot in their own nose. They make me want to vomit, and then vomit some more, and then maybe squirt something nasty out my bum hole. I just, when I think of them, they infuriate me to no end.
I wasn't expecting that.
And the truth is, it's probably not healthy, but it might be kind of unresolved anger of my old man. Because when I see those people, and my old man was not a leftist by any means, but when my old man got upset and he thought someone would do him wrong, he would vandalize. He worked for a guy and he felt that he gypped him, and he put pebbles in the VCR before he left, and I think he rubbed dog shit on the camera or whatever because he was pissed off and he wanted his ways. And if he could have clogged the toilet with a nasty dump, he probably would have, because that was my own man. That was my old man. And you're very new. You're a new messiah. Am I a new messiah? I don't know. Or are they talking about Scott, who's a new messiah? The platinum crown, and it's just full of caca.
Yeah, who is the new messiah?
Who is the new messiah? God. Well, there are people who think Trump is like a messiah. And I almost thought this was, this title right here, Scott is Antifa. I thought it was Scat Artifact.
Are there any other kind?
No. Respond to doggy. At its core, the industrial. I'm looking at the flapjacks. I want to play this one about two dudes talking about the movies. I always thought that was a good one, and I think it's something you and I could.
Flapjacks. Oh, how I love some good pancakes.
Joey, play the song. Are you done with the song?
No. I was just kind of trying to throw it in there, but no, play your song because Give Me Another was going to come up. That's play it.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Now I lost my place. Oh, here we go. Too rough around the edges, guys. Here we go.
Rough around the edges cats, the kind who came up in the 70s and 80s, chewing the fat about the flicks that stuck with them. Not just the glossy classics, but the dirty, nasty ones too. The kind with cheap sex and blood splattered across the screen. Let's be real, before some pimple-faced kid could sneak a porno mag or figure out how to swipe his old man's VHS stash, it was those sleazy, horny teen flicks that lit the fire, tits and ass, a little carnage. Those were the holy grail for a preteen punk with a heart-on and a death wish. Then there's the violent shit, all guts and glory, cause kids crave that raw rush, the kind of chaos that makes you feel alive when you're too young to know better. But then you age right, the blood and guts get old, the skin flicks lose their kick after you've seen one too many bare asses. By your late teens, early 20s, you're chasing something else. Films with a pulse, a story, some damn meaning to sink your teeth into the myths, the legends, the stuff that shapes you. When the hangovers start hitting harder and the bar stool feels like home, you sit there half drunk on cheap whiskey, thinking about what you used to love, those wild sloppy nights of youth, and what you hate now that you've got a few scars and a little less hair. Bukowski'd probably laugh, call it a waste of time, but here we are anyway, kicking back on memory lane, spitting truth and bullshit in equal measure. And bullshit in equal measure.
All right, as we are bloviating, I have another song that is loading that, and I don't know how much it puts in my anger at the progressive left, the progressive anti-racist left. They're very hypocritical in many ways. let me just play this caca. It
Yeah,
probably
and I
sounds like
did not. I admit I did not know that song was perfect for Scott. You are right. Okay, but play this song. Go.
the Antifa song is perfect for Scott.
You're a South African now, settled in England. And though I'm an American, I've got ancestral ties to that part of the world. You've got this way of brushing off the racial tension in South Africa toward whites. Like it's no big deal, just a minor footnote. The social decay, the chaos, the raw barbarism that's taken root there. You downplay that too, as if it's not the festering mess it's become. Instead you pin your departure on the tiny minority of whites, as if they're the root of it all. Talk about deluded, England's not exactly winning with you there either. You're either blind to what's what or just spinning a tale, and it's hard to tell which is worse. No shame in your game, I'll give you that, but without shame, where's the honor? South Africa now, settled in England. And though I'm an American, I've got ancestral ties to that part of the world. You've got this way of brushing off the racial tension in South Africa toward whites. Like it's no big deal, just a minor footnote. The social decay, the chaos, the raw barbarism that's taken root there. You downplay that too, as if it's not the festering mess it's become. Instead you pin your departure on the tiny minority of whites, as if they're the root of it all. Talk about deluded, England's not exactly winning with you there either. You're either blind to what's what or just spinning a tale, and it's hard to tell which is worse. No shame in your game, I'll give you that, but without shame, where's the honor? Where's the honor? Where's the honor? Talk about deluded, England's not exactly winning with you there either. You're either blind to what's what or just spinning a tale, and it's hard to tell which is worse. No shame in your game, I'll give you that, but without shame, where's the honor? Where's the honor?
What'd you think, Joey?
I'm giving you kudos once again. That was excellent. You're getting better at expressing yourself while not triggering people to hide their eardrums when they hear the music.
So honor and these people, like I said, my problem with this is these people are very cruel, mean people, but I don't know how tough they are, and they are not honorable or noble people. They are really just they hide in the shadows, and they don't do any public Q&As. Joey, do you have anything to say before I play the ADL song?
You know how I feel about issues that come to the ADL. I feel like there might be better prime suspects to aim at, but in the light of things, that the ADL is definitely doable, and that's all I'll say about it.
Well, again, they were the ones who started with the changing, really like come in with a change of services,
right?
And it really got awful during the pandemic and during the riot.
It did become more apparent, even to my blind eye. I have to admit, it became something more evident, and I don't know if that is because it became a part of my personal algorithm or whatever. But I don't know. I don't even know anymore with the way news.
I want to play the song again, and then you can give your opinion.
Let's hear it.
This is my ADL song, and I played it a few times on my show. But this one, I really like how this came out, and I want to listen to it, and this is Like
Well, comment. Yeah, we need comments.
Here we go.
The ADL is a legion of decency report. Only they ain't got any guts on them anymore. It's scientists and the holy roster of the untouchable tribes. You can't even mutter about white South African farmers getting hacked up or English girls raped by the UK's Muslim grooming crews without them clutching their pearls. Jonathan Greenblatt, he's like Colonel Nicholson from the bridge on the River Kwai. That stiff-necked son of a bitch, except his bridge is slapped together with old progressive slop and fanaticism's his cheap rocker. He's been slugging it down blind, eyes rolled back, till October 7th kicked him in the teeth, baby. But truth, the ADL won't do public Q&As because they know they're hated. And their flimsy gospel folds like a drunken last call when the barfly starts throwing haymakers. Ours are heavy bottle, and these progressive Zionist outfits. ADL and all, chucked it till they puked on the floor. They're no saviors, they're a stinking albatross, choking Zionism, dragging it down to the gutter with their sanctimonious crap. Hypocrisy's their game. Treat you like dogs or worse if you dare disagree. Maybe it's time to butt like their asses, hit them where it hurts, go after their corporate sugar daddies, strip the mask off and watch them squirm. You don't race it with a fully drunk on control, you cut the bastard's strings and let him boil. Tribes. You can't even murder about white South African farmers getting hacked up or English girls raped by the UK's Muslim grooming crews without them clutching their pearls. Jonathan Greenblatt, he's like Colonel Nicholson from the bridge on the River Kwai. That stiff-necked son of a bitch, except his bridge is slapped together with both progressive sloppy fanaticism his cheap gun. He's been slugging it down blind, eyes rolled back till October 7th kicked him in the teeth, maybe. The truth, ADL won't do public Q&A, cause they know they're hated, and their flimsy gospel fold like a drunken last call when the barflies start throwing haymakers. Ours a heavy bottle, and these progressive Zionist outfits. ADL and all, chuck it till they puke on the floor. They're no saviors, they're a stinking albatross, choking Zionism, dragging it down to the gutter with their sanctimonious crap. Hypocrisy's their game. Treat you like dogs or worse if you dare disagree. Maybe it's time to run like their asses, hit them where it hurts, go after their corporate sugar daddies, strip the mask off and watch them squirm. You don't race it with a fully drunk on control, you cut the bastard's strings and let him fall. Let him fall. Hypocrisy's their game. Treat you like dumb or worse if you dare disagree. Maybe it's time to bud like their asses, hit them where it hurts, go after their corporate sugar daddies, strip the mask off and watch them squirm.
Any thoughts?
Man, that was a lot of stuff to digest.
Well, it's kind of how I feel.
How's your digestion?
How's my what?
I said, how's your digestion?
Could be better, could be worse. I was thinking about eating something and I decided not to. I'm fasting right now. I ate at 4 and that's the last thing I ate, and I'm not eating anymore.
That's all right. As long as your digestion is A-okay. FIFO and LIFO.
There we go. And, like I said, and I've said this before, human beings can either decipher. We either have the information superhighway where human beings think that, other human beings can decipher for themselves good and bad information, or we have a group of higher powers who think that we can't. And I'm just like, I'm not down with that stuff, man.
No.
And I think
you don't need to be.
Yeah, I think I'll end on this one. You're flapping your gums.
There might be one more after this. That's what I'm saying.
One more. I'm going to do You're Flapping Your Gums. I like that song. I want to play it again.
My favorite kind.
Here we go.
So you're flapping your gums, saying, I'm a champ at whining straight out of Elon's grimy little shithole. Alright, doll, spill it then. What's a polished dame like you doing slumming it in this filthy dive? You pin me as a cranky old pessimist, and hell maybe I am. That dark streak got beaten to me by my old man, a real bastard with an ego so bloated it could choke a horse. Growing up under that kind of swagger sharpened my nose for cluster B types. Histrionic, egocentric clowns, like I can smell sour milk curdling in the fridge. And Christ, the progressive left's got that stench wafting off him in waves. You dished out some high and mighty advice to your little snot-nosed brats, told them to ditch the screens and not end up like me. Well, I ain't got no rugrats that I know of. Probably couldn't handle a damn Kleenex box, let alone some squalling bastards. But if I did have a couple of my seed running around, here's what I growl at them over a warm beer. Your history kicked off when my load hit the jackpot, and it's done when the worms start chewing. Also, Kid Tough beats me any day, cause I've watched too many iron fists turn into trembling beggar's paws, and it ain't pretty. I'm on time, man. More stupid. Alright, doll, spill it then. What's a polished dame like you doing slumming it in this filthy dive? You pin me as a cranky old pessimist, and hell maybe I am. That dark streak got beaten to me by my old man, a real bastard with an ego so bloated it could choke a horse growing.
Alright, you got a song?
You know what? I do have one, but wait, what were we listening to? What was that?
That was a little something that's a little bit of my my internet my Twitter talk, and I put it to music a little bit.
Man, that has a future. That's all I'm saying.
I'm thinking so.
I don't want to play the same one again. I'm not sure if it is. So, damn. All my files they're going real slow right now, so I gotta wait for them to catch up. Do you have another song that you can play in the interim?
Do I have another song I can play? Let me see here. Let me see. The Ballad of Mash. Follow for What? The Ballad of Dix Handley. But we got 2 responses to this fucking thing.
Really?
Oh, he wants Ivanhoe. So you know what? The Ballad of Ivanhoe and Rebecca. I'll play that.
Hey,
and let's do your song. And let's hit the fucking hay. I'm tired. I'm getting tired.
What? It's early, man.
From castles high to forests low, in shadowed realms where moonlight glows, a knight named Ivanhoe did seek the love of one so pure and meek. Rebecca's eyes like stars at night guided Ivanhoe through fierce fight. Her whisper soft, a sacred vow, in every heart a spark to plow. Ivanhoe and Rebecca's tale, though winds may howl and skies assail, their love will stand unyielding strong, a timeless dance, a sacred song. Where danger lies, her praise touch could heal a wound so deep. In dreams their promises they'd keep. Through trials and trials their love would grow. A diet strength the world would know. By sword and shield they carved their way under the sun's last golden ray. A legend formed with courage pure. Their love a force that would endure. By sword and shield they'd carve their way under the sun's last golden ray. A legend formed with courage pure. Their love a force that would endure. Ivanhoe and Rebecca sail. The winds may howl and skies assail. Their love will stand unyielding strong. A timeless dance, a sacred song. Could endure.
You know what? I will play your song. You know what? When I download it, I'll play it. All right, Joey. Do you have another song here before I go to bed?
There should be. There's a request for Ivanhoe.
There was. I already played Ivanhoe.
Oh, that sucked. All right, let's play another one.
I gotta get to bed.
No. Come on. It's we have enough time to at least play. What was the name of it? Okay, there was one I had in mind.
Let me see if any of these.
Yeah, these titles are kind of screwing with me. I mean, there's so many you can choose from now. Rosebud is also pretty damn good. May not fit the mood, but just find one from your selection, and I think you'll find it.
I'm looking here at some songs that I can download
Yes.
that I haven't. Boo-hoo.
Boo-hoo.
Boo-hoo. Let me look here. Oh, have I played it? Let me look here. I'm going to download this one.
Well, I have a couple to download. I thought you had some already to go. So.
Oh, you've got to. Oh, this is.
All right. I definitely have one coming up. I just have to get the link for it, and then we'll upload that. If you are listening for the first time, please add. And if you are already added, can you please add a comment? Is that too much to ask?
Before I put a song in there, I got to delete. Let me see what I can delete here.
What? What do you got to delete?
I got to delete a couple of these songs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. Because there's 5,000 of your really bad songs in there. but I do have one ready to upload here as soon as we
right
clear
now.
that zone.
I will not delete Peekaboo Dance.
That's too bad.
Nah,
Everybody does it. That's a good one. Okay, wait.
I think I'll delete King Tom's Reign.
Can I gotta play this song because it's here.
All right.
And oh wait, where'd it go? This thing's moving at the speed of light. Okay, never mind. I thought I had it. Oh, here it goes.
In a dusty old town where the sun don't set, lived a man named Dix, full of dreams unmet, with a heart full of hustle and a past so wild. He played his cards close like a lonesome child, a hand always gripping, never one to fold. Dick's Handley sought fortune more precious than gold. In the asphalt jungle where shadows did creep, he planned his one score before he'd find sleep. Oh, Dix knew the stakes, danced with danger's thrill, with a dream in his heart and ironclad will. Just one more heist, then he'd be free, in the heart of the city where he aimed to be. He gathered his crew in a smoky back room, with eyes on a prize that would seal his doom. A plan so tight, not a detail amiss, but the jungle's claws gripped through the mist. The night fell hard and the city stood still. Dix moved in the shadows, chasing the thrill. A bag full of riches, so close in his hand, but freedom slips away like grains of sand. Oh, Dix knew the stakes, danced with danger's thrill, with a dream in his heart and ironclad will. Just one more heist, then he'd be free, in the heart of the city where he aimed to be.
Let's play this one song. This is one you wrote?
I wanted just this girl, she was a flippin' hoe. I wanted a fan, but she was a tart. I want old Saudi and I got Greedo.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna end this thing with this great song right here. I thought it was great. You may think it's
Yes.
awful.
Oh no. They've all grown on me, sadly.
This is called "Flowers for." Can I play? Or would you be upset if I play this song?
Nothing upsets me at this point. Nothing.
All right, here we go.
Flowers for Joey, growing wild and free, gifting color to this concrete city. Joey's got a jackal with eyes so blue, even jackals got feelings too. Bar mitzvah candles flicker bright, will Joey's pet jackal join tonight? Double-headed snake slithers through the crowd, making memories proud and loud. Are you candles flicker bright, will Joey's pet jackal join tonight? Double-headed snake slithers through the crowd, making memories proud and loud. Are you making money from the grave? Lend us some wisdom how to be brave. JP, we hear your echoes in the dark. Dance with us, leave your mark. Joey's jackal howling at the moon, a serenade in a June monsoon. Snakes wrapped tight around your arm. In this chaos, there's a charm.
Okay, that hurts.
Whispers of wisdom from beneath the ground. JP.
The song. You didn't like it?
No, it was actually just a little soundbite in there, but yeah, overall, no, it doesn't bother me at all.
Where's your song? I gotta download that one.
Well, it's all right. It came out short, 21 seconds, so forget it.
Yeah. Anyway, I gotta get myself to bed.
Yeah. It's time.
Wired for Guilt. I'll play us out with that. I'll probably shorten it.
I kind of like that one. That
Guilt in my blood, guilt in my mind. Guilt when I win, guilt every time. Taught to be small, taught to obey. Taught that success should push me away. Wired for guilt, wired to lose.
That's all, folks.